Oh, you guys would never believe this, even if I told you the truth. I have a Jeep with the engine light on. I didn't even know these things had engine lights. Huh. Well, I have a tale to tell today. I was cruising along and I could smell like rotten in the neighbor's septic backing up. Well, I wonder if the converters are going bad. What is it, a catalytic converter, you say? Oh, the camera moved over here. A catalytic converter is simply a fart catcher for your engine. It converts it to fresh air. Too bad people can't put those in their pants. The stranger creatures we call tweakers like to cut them off and sell them for crack. So they're kind of desirable. So what does a catalytic converter do? Like I just said, it takes the fart stank out of your engine, creates water vapor and the atmosphere polluted, the smog away and acid rain. So they're kind of important. A lot of people will cut them off and get their money back, but we're responsible individuals and we want to get to the bottom of this because we like to protect the environment. You know, the catalytic converters are about $4,500 for a set of them for this thing, so we want to make sure we get the diagnostic proper on this. Customer having unnecessary spending. The camera moved back over here again. Quit moving the camera on me. Dang it! Where's the steering wheel at in here? Oh, it's way over there. Yeah, forget the driver's seats on this side. Listen to that V6 rumble. Definitely banging on all six. Oh yeah, the steering wheel. I keep getting it on the wrong side. It's over on this side now. Plug it in there. Yep. Customer complaint confirmed. The money light is definitely on. It does shut off on its own and then comes back on again. So it's what do we call an intermittent issue? Those are so fun to diagnose. They're oh, I just got smacked in the face with the cord. Oh, it's got a plethora of lights on the dash. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen as I'm doing this. We're gonna do this together. The air works in here. Oh, I'm gonna turn that down. I want to get a copyright strike. I don't think the air is working. Oh man, we don't have Arctic Air Simulator 9000. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to diagnose that on a separate occasion. They never asked me to fix the air conditioning. I'm gonna let it warm up, try to get it to go into closed loop, and then I want it to, the sensors to wake up so we can compare. So I do want to grab some couple of sensors that I want to look at here. Looks like we got some sensor activity going on. Whatever. We got to take it for a drive and keep an eye on the codes here. Keep an eye on the live data. Oh, there goes the camera.
3 days later.
So we've been doing a little bit more research. I'll put the conversation that I had up on the screen for you guys. We believe that we could have other things going on that could be triggering the P0420 code, which includes having skewed O2 sensor readings on the upstream sensor on bank 2. So we're going to compare bank 1 and bank 2. We're going to compare the upstream sensors, and we're going to compare the long-term and short-term fuel trims. So right now we're going to graph some things on the screen here. I'll do a record on that when we're to that point. So we want to compare. Also on the I got the streams going on the screen for. We're monitoring the upstream O2 sensor and the downstream O2 sensor on bank 1, which is causing the problem that we're having with the cats. The cats have been replaced a year ago, I believe she said. So we're kind of leery if it's the catalytic converter or there's something else going on. So this is why we do a diagnostics, and we look at all the live data that we can look at. And this is what we're going to do today. Gosh, it's hot in here. Put a window down in here at least. I'm going to raise the RPMs to about 2,500. I'm going to watch the sensors. And as I can see already, the sensor 1 it's not really showing a lot of switching activity. That didn't sound too good, I guess. And then we're going to let off the accelerator. Yeah, it's looking kind of odd here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it for a test drive. I know it's probably not going to, thing is going to bounce around and we're probably going to lose the camera. Hopefully we don't. Now that we got back to the shop, we can finally analyze the data that we're seeing here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play back all the stuff that we did. I put it all in a video so that I could see what's going on and we can both observe it together. As you can see, the sensor 1 on bank 1, which is your upstream oxygen sensor, it's looking flat. It's not oscillating as much as bank 2 sensor, and that's what we're getting on the screen here. So as we're observing this. Oh yeah, she's a roughing here. Somebody came in here and just ripped on it. And then we're doing this all in real time right now. Also was noticing some sound that was coming from the engine, sound like spark knock as I was cruising through town. Also, I was trying to drive more and not look at the screen, and we were trying to just listening to the noise, just gather as much data as I can on the scan tool. I also observed some sound, noticed the smell. We had catalytic converter smell going on. So that was a big thing that we were worrying about, was it damaging the catalytic converter. I'm going to put up on the screen now the timing variances, so you can observe the variances between the cam and crank. We want almost no play at all in degrees on the cam to crank correlation. We don't want anything stretching. We want the sensors to read properly. and I was looking at both the intake and exhaust side, and they were looking pretty good within spec. I'll let it do its thing. Let's drive. Roll the window up so that you can hear me better. Not that you're going to be able to hear me anyways. These things are just noisy. They handle for crap too, I'm telling you. This thing is just, it's top heavy. It's like driving a I don't know, like a big old ship, like a yacht. Now, we're going to do what they call a deceleration fuel cutoff, which is, what happens is the computer will cut off the fuel stream, and it's supposed to help with emissions. And I'm going to take my foot off the gas, and I'm going to coast down to about 20 miles an hour. This is deceleration and fuel cutoff. So basically what it is, the engine's going to go on the fuel cutoff, sensors are going to drop, and so doing that. I had to slow down from 65 mile an hour and around 30 miles per hour, it will cut the fuel back in, and we'll start seeing more modulation. And then you'll start seeing it. It looks like the fuel injectors will dump some fuel into the cylinders to wake them up, so to speak. And then we continue on oscillating. And as you can still see, bank 1 is just not oscillating as much as bank 2. Also doing a deceleration fuel cutoff will also show it pulls some back pressure into the exhaust system. What that will do is that if there's any oxygen that gets into the exhaust stream, the sensor will pick it up. So if you're looking at the downstream sensors, they will flap right out on you if you have an exhaust leak. That could also cause the P0420 code. I've seen that before, where people have gotten the downstream and the upstream sensor in the incorrect place, and that can really cause problems. I don't think that's a problem with this situation, but you always got to keep that in mind. If somebody has ever been in there before, worked on it, there's a potential for that to happen. I needed something from the store. I can't put my finger on it, though. I hate that. I would like to check the readiness monitor to make sure that the catalytic converters are passing the monitor currently. And as you see, we will talk about that a little bit more. We're worried that it is going to damage the catalytic converter, especially on that bank. And these converters were replaced last year, and the code still hasn't gone away. So we're still trying to figure this out. This is actually a really, really difficult diagnostic. Now I'm going to show you on the screen the fuel trims. So it's the long-term and short-term adapts on the Chryslers. And as you can see, it does skew it a little bit on bank 1. It's still, the computer is still maintaining control, and it also uses the short terms over a length of time to determine the long terms. Eventually, the long terms will start drifting out of scale, and then the engine you'll start smelling it. And its default strategy is to richen the mixture. So as the sensor becomes lazy, it enriches the mixture, and what that does is that can in turn pollute the downstream exhaust and cause the converter to work too hard. And as the converter starts working too hard, it will heat up. I was looking for the hood popping thing. Oh man, she's hot. It definitely got a tick on this side over here. These things are annoying. Wow, these speakers sound like shit. Well, there it is, guys. P0420 is back again. It's in a pending state. That was after a short drive cycle, so it's definitely going to. It did a fail, so it's probably going to do it a couple times, and then it's going to set the engine light, and it probably already did. So let's turn it off, and let's turn it back on. Being it's a pending code, it's probably not going to set the light until it's a current code. It did show up before as a history code. That little annoyance there is because the airbag light came on. It's common, the clock spring sensors in these are bad. So what happens is it's throwing a code for the airbags, not ohming out the airbag properly. So it's definitely the clock spring. They usually go pretty bad. And still work, the horn still works, so part of the clock spring's still passing. But I think some of these buttons might be affected, so that's a different diagnostic. I already did that before. It showed us did that diagnostic before. But as you can see, pending code. I'm already recording it on my recorder, so see, now it says a fault, so it's probably gonna set the light. So let's shut it off. Open the door. Let it go to sleep. It's probably going to wait for another drive cycle. Yeah, it wants me to change the oil. It probably does need to be changed for sure. I can smell it.
The next day.
I picked about 10,000 ticks off me. Oh, it's like burning trash. That's horrible. Oh, hey there. Now that we did a full diagnostic on this, let me do a little backstory. Before we even go further, we're going to go back. So what happened was, when we got this vehicle in, we immediately checked the oil and all the other vitals of the engine. Before we even do any hookups, any diagnostics, any plugging anything in, you want to make sure it's got oil in it, first of all, because I've seen it where they brought things in and had an engine light and it needed oil. It only had 1 quart of oil in it. It was throwing timing codes, and that's what the guy at the AutoZone said, that you might want to take it in because it's throwing a timing code. Well, they didn't even need to check the oil. I guess while you're at the AutoZone there, you could have bought 4 quarts of oil and filled her up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to check the oil, we're going to check the coolant level, and we're going to do a visual inspection before we even plug anything into this vehicle and start it up at all. We do not want to start it until we make sure that they have oil in it. Because I've seen it before where shops get burned. They bring a car in, they go out and they send a tech out to test drive the vehicle. Find out it blows up on them because, it ran out of oil. So don't be that guy. I did notice something. I hate these dipsticks. It's hard to see anything on these. It's a little low. Oh, nasty. Yeah. Probably needs a little oil. I don't know. On that side seems good, and on that side, who knows? I'll just add some just in case. As we're doing a visual inspection, we've noticed things, Somebody's been in here. Things are all unhooked. There's wires that don't go anywhere. It's got a brand new alternator, and I can see right there it's got a downstream sensor replaced. Bank 1. Somebody told them probably needed a sensor. Well, they just replaced it. This side is looks pretty old. There's cut wires in here. I have to get you guys down in here. And here's the new sensor. Right there. Right all up in that. Right all in there. And it's not even clipped in. That's loose. That's broke. That thing's been removed so many times. You know, look, you go have wires chafing out on this. That's bad. It's got a newer alternator. It did look like it's been through the first winter, but you can see that stud's shiny. All the wires unclipped. Yep, right here. What do you know? Yep. Yeah, well, it either can run on the steering arm, because this is a right-hand drive, and that sensor was not replaced. Customer said they replaced both the sensors, which is very hard to do with this jalopy right here. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that mess. Yeah, wire's melted down in there too. I see it. It's melted, but I don't know if I can get you in there. Get this tripod out of the way. I have to get some light in there. Here, let me pull that back out, and then we can get a better view of it. It looked like it was tape on it. Enhance. That loom is just toasted. Yep. It is right there. Now we got to get that up and out of the way. Oh, it looks like it's supposed to clip into something like that. Yeah, the harness side is too taut in there. Now somebody put tape on it, and then it's laying on the manifold still. Enhance. So I'm just going to keep that up and out of the way right there. We don't want this rig bursting into flames on us. So what I'm going to quote is we're going to need to do, so that sensor wiring comes up through here. So that wiring is in here somewhere. It's one of these 4 wires. And it's probably the ones that are all twisted together, because that looks like O2 sensor wiring. Could be also LIN bus, I don't know. We'll have to look at the wiring diagram, but cut the wires around in here somewhere so I can get access to them. Matter of fact, I'll snip them down there, pull them back through the loom, because I don't want to undo the wiring loom down there. We definitely got to get that off the manifold though. That's not good. So as we're doing the visual inspection, we're going to keep going around over here. We got all kinds of aftermarket wiring going on. Hey, at least they put a fuse on it. Aftermarket wiring going over there. Aftermarket wiring going up there. Wire's not clipped in anywhere here. It's got the wiring going into the tip-em. You know, these things are pretty notorious for going bad, so when you hook wiring into them, you just want to piss them off. And that's what we're going to get here. So my suggestion is to try to get this vehicle running as best as possible and then selling it. That's what we're going to do. I advise the customer to sell the vehicle. Yeah, I'm going to have problems with that. I'm going to have to order that part. See what color wires we got going on there. Cut them wires off and then pull them back through the loom. Now this thing has been touched more than the streetwalkers in Detroit. You definitely know that somebody's been in here and they've really messed it up. I mean, the wiring's botched up really bad. Somebody's left the plugs sitting on top of the exhaust manifold shield, right on the converter shield, which melted the plug to the harness side. And I'm pretty sure whoever touched this said, oh yeah, no, your upstream sensor's just fine, we're not touching that, we're just going to replace what we can get to, and then that's it. And I don't blame them, because why would you want to mess with this can of motherfucking worms? But we're going to, though. We're definitely going to fix this unit, but we got to order the right parts. And then we're going to have to solder a pigtail on and then buy a new sensor. And that's the only way we're going to be able to complete this diagnostic and be able to hopefully fix this vehicle for good. At least get it down the road long enough to trade it in or sell it outright, because it is a decent ride. I mean, there's no dents, dings. I mean, there's no rust on it. The frame's solid. I mean, the owner took care of this, and she does continue to take care of this vehicle. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to quote the customer. I would say probably a good, let's go 2 hours of diagnostic and 1 hour repair, because that's only going to take an hour to cut that off and put a new solder, a new connector on there, fix it up, put a new wire loom on it, zip tie or strap the wiring harness away from the exhaust manifold, and replace the O2 sensor. As long as that O2 sensor comes out of there pretty easily, we shouldn't have a problem. I don't know if I'm going to put this in this video. This video is already getting about 20-something minutes long. There's a lot of content in here, so I might split it up at the repair video on the part 2. So just stay tuned. Oh, motherfucker. Who's got this place smelling like a burning down ghetto? Oh, by the way, thank you for watching. Definitely. If you like this content, there's buttons down there. You know, click on them. Probably bloop something down in the comment section. Tell me that I suck, or, you know, that I need to make better content.